I'm here today with Cathryn Hoy, the Vice President of Ontario Nurses Association, who's been very supportive in our project to celebrate the bicentennial of Florence Nightingale, which is occurring in 2020. So Cathryn is here today with me, and she's got some questions.
Yes, I do. So, can you tell me why did you become so interested?
Well, when I was a child growing up, I'd read about her because she's part of the history in Britain because she of what she did going out to the Crimea. And I was about 12, and I ended up, on my 12th birthday, I contracted scarlet fever. So I ended up in hospital for almost 3 weeks because I'm a little bit older, so it was highly contagious. So I was in isolation for almost 3 weeks. So the only people that I could come in contact with were the nurses who took care of me. And for those 3 weeks, I just loved those nurses because they made such a huge difference in my life. And from then on, I decided I was going to be a nurse. She is the founder of our modern nursing profession. And she was a remarkable lady. She was a feminist before feminism was invented. She came from a very rich family, and who are equivalent of millionaires today. She could have stayed home and done the needlework and organized the parties, but that was not what she wanted to do. She wanted to make a difference in the world, and she set out to make a difference. She went to Kaiserwerth in Germany and studied nursing. It was the only place she could go at that time. And turned out that she was very good at mathematics, which stood her instead later in life because statistics is what she used to prove her theories, because she believed in evidence-based nursing theories. She wrote Notes on Nursing, and she wrote a book called, another book called Notes on Hospitals. And her aim was to make nursing a profession that young women could aspire to enter, because at that time, people who called themselves nurses were not regarded as very nice ladies. Her principles that she developed, and they opened the first school of nursing in 1860 in St. Thomas Hospital in London, the very first in the world. And this is key. She wanted nursing to be an independent profession, and nurses would take medical instructions from doctors, but no doctors would hire, fire, discipline, or promote a nurse. And that was really important to her. Nurses were a separate profession from physicians, totally independent. And she stuck to that, and that was part of her principles. She also wanted to make decision-making that affected nurses, take it away from doctors. She didn't want them to have any control over nurses. She wanted them to be independent. And hospitals should hire cleaners, not the nurses to do the cleaning, and the nurses would then supervise the cleaning. And that was quite revolutionary because
she was on non-nursing.
She was on non-nursing. Yes, she was. She was right on it. So she did, she improved the status of nurses and took them from being a domestic service occupation that their image improved so much that in the 1861 census, they were grouped with medicine by 1901, and so she really did improve the status of nursing. Even back then, she believed that everybody in society should have access to quality health care, no matter what your status in life was, which again was revolutionary. Advocated a holistic approach to taking care of patients. She treated the whole patient. They weren't just separate entities. So that was quite revolutionary for her time. She was consulted by numerous bodies, continuously after, right into her later life, and she lived to her ripe old age. She lived till she was 90. So we feel we should be celebrating her as the founder of our profession, because she was ahead of her time, and two other things she was ahead of her time on. She promoted hand washing as key to good nursing care and the spread of germs and disease. And today, we're back. Hand washing is our first line of defense.
Absolutely.
So again, she was ahead of her time.
Why are you doing this project? Because you're very insistent on it, and so why are you doing it?
Because we feel that we feel that ONA and all our nurses, actually in Canada, we'd like them to be involved, should remember who the founder of our modding nursing profession is. And she fought for a lot of the things that we still fight for today in her own way, and I think her legacy lives on, and we just want to make sure that everybody in 2020 is able to celebrate her legacy. We are continuing on into the year, and we just want to get our message out to all our members and our students.
Right. Well, thank you, Ann Clark, and thank you, Carolyn Egger, for all your hard work.
Yes.
You have been very diligent in this project, and there's a lot we can learn from it, so thank you.
Yeah.